up a bit.
Okay.
Is that that we're in a situation right now, globally, because of communication, multiple communication, that you could say tribal consciousness, which has, in one way or another, controlled the human race since it began, has shifted over to a non-tribal possibility in which there would be one human tribe. And the communication that we're capable of now makes that possible.
Okay.
It's the beginning of a large idea, but I think a bit about this.
All right.
That, especially because of, well...
Do you want your book, Ewert?
What is that?
Christ of the 21st Century?
Well, not necessarily right now, but I'm just trying to... this is... I may have to babble a bit before we actually get into this.
We could start talking, and you could start filming, and then eventually we'll move from babble into.
Well, we could do that, yes. And I could say something in the last 15 or so years. I've been thinking increasingly about this phenomenon, and the phenomenon is global communication, and we could say, in some sense, this is the first time in the history of the human race that the human race has learned a lot, enough about the elements of the human race to begin to think more significantly about an emerging single global community. And I think this is the first time in history that that's even possible, because we have our communication. And I don't know whether the human race will ever reach this point of what I'm trying to talk about, where there will be only one tribe in the world. In other words, does tribal consciousness go away? No, it depends on what you mean by it, because usually tribal consciousness means that there are many different tribes. But if there were only one tribe, and if there was so much communication that's possible, and if there would be emerging sense of belonging to the same family, you could use the image of family as a basis for it, but that there could be even one global family, and that warfare, which is a very destructive thing, and also threatening, ultimately, because of our increasing power, the survival of the human race, that there may be an emerging, I think there are many signs that there could be, and maybe already exists partially, a single global community. And something like one interesting example, which doesn't, is the competition that we've just seen in the last month or so of having the Olympics. It is partially an attempt to win something, but it's not in opposition with the rest of the community. They grow, each one in the Olympics, as I understand it, grows in harmony with the other people in the Olympics. And that goes all the way back to the Greeks, and that's an interesting phenomenon, and it has been revived in modern time. And then we have a number of signs. But first of all, there's increasing indications that warfare is not profitable in our era, because at its best it destroys everybody, and in its least it's not really significant, it seems to me. And we have already developed certain structures at the United Nations, which I'm very supportive of. I mean, not that I'm I mean, I admire it. And I've had the privilege to work in various capacities at the United Nations. And I'm embarrassed by my country. They're not very helpful in terms of the United Nations.
No, they haven't supported it, have they?
Not from the beginning,
No,
as far as
no.
I know. But anyway, you can just ignore this little country. And if the big country is operating, and there's so many signs, I think, of this, that the signs are that warfare can, I think, cease to have its, I guess there'll always be minor warfare and competition and whatnot, at least in the continuing present. But this sense of having global communication that is not destructive but it's expressive. And then I've worked with the UN in various capacities, and one has been I spent a whole year working with the UN, and we had a final, I can get into details, but almost every week I was always there at the UN, and we were planning a big event which did take place, and I think it was, as far as I know, unique in history, and it was at that event that I introduced. My task. There were about 10 of us working on the project, and it turned out that I got the task of introducing Mother Theresa.
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
what a privilege!
Oh, what a privilege it was!
Yes.
And it was not just Mother Theresa, but there was a whole group of people from different parts of the world, and my task that day was to introduce all of them, see, in order, in different kinds of order. And and this was not really a big public event. It was only within the framework of the UN. But all the appropriate people were there. It was really for the people of the UN. And my task was to introduce all of them, but particularly Mother Teresa. And already she had gripped people with her being. You know.
You could feel something in her presence?
Absolutely.
What was it like?
Well, I spent so much time with her, and her work in India and so forth. In fact, there was a big celebration concerning her. And Janet knows more details than I know about this. But I think it's unique in human history, the various, but by the way, the United States is kind of off in the corner, simply because I don't think we're plugged in enough with what's going on in the world. That's my general feeling. And I'm never too happy about saying, oh, we're the greatest country in the world. I said, you've never been around anywhere, because I don't think we are. And certainly I think I could get into this. I'm not against the United States. I just don't think it's the greatest thing in the world.
Would you say that the United States, instead of cultivating a tribal consciousness, is too much into individualism?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you take the tribal consciousness,
Yes.
if there's only one tribe, then that's the kind of thing you're talking about, I guess.
I see, so.
But I think that's good that there's only one tribe. But I think the problem is, my general feeling is, I think the United States ought to join the world, if that makes sense. In a certain sense, I feel this very deeply. And because since we're too parochial, I don't know whether you feel that.
Well, I think that a lot of America's foreign policy is based on individualism and ignorance, and this consciousness that's totally self-serving as opposed to globally serving is a reason we have so many wars.
I completely agree with
Do you?
everything
Okay.
you say. That's what I think it's all about. But.